here at learningguitarnow.com, and in this lesson I want to show you how to play a Freddie King style funky blues solo. It's in the style of Sugar Sweet, taken from the Burglar album. And if you've never checked out the Burglar album by Freddie King, it's one of those must-have blues albums. It has a ton of cool riffs, a ton of cool licks to learn, and a variety of different styles of blues. Lots of funky blues, some minor blues, some slow blues, shuffle. It's got a lot of cool things. It's one of my all-time favorite blues albums. This solo is in the key of C, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the first couple licks for free. And if you would like to learn the full lesson as well as get access to the interactive tab and backing track, you can download the backing track, you can print the tab, check out the All Access Pass. When you do become a member, you'll get access to all the courses I produced at Learning Guitar Now with printable tab, downloadable backing tracks. You also get access to all the video podcasts, full lesson, printable tabs, and downloadable backing tracks. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and start this lesson. Okay, now I'm going to break this solo down for you into 7 separate licks. Once again, we're playing in the key of C. It's a 12-bar blues. It's a funky style, Freddie King, Sugar Sweet style. And lick 1 sounds like this. Okay, so that is lick number 1, and what's happening is we're starting right in the B.B. King position. So my root note is where my first finger is at on the B string. So 13th fret on the B string, that's the C note, the key we're in. And then we got the B.B. King position going on, that 13, 15 position. And Freddie King uses that B.B. King position all the time. He plays it a lot different than B.B. King. He does a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs like I'm doing in lick 1. So the first part of it, right on the downbeat when the 12 bars start, I'm just going to bend up 15th fret on the B string and almost to that minor third, so about 1 fret up. So you're bending basically 15 to the 16th fret and then cutting it off, letting it rest. And then right before the next bar comes in, we're gonna hit that 14 on the G and do that lick. So what I'm doing here is 14 and then 13, 15, bend up 15, pull it down and then pull off 15 to 13 on the B string, 14 on the G string, and then a hammer on and pull off 13, 15, 13 on the B string. And then put vibrato on that last note, 13th fret of the B string here. So you hear Freddie King doing that kind of stuff a lot. That's more of a Freddie King thing. You know, BB was always like, and then Freddie King would have a lot of the hammer-ons and pull-offs. A lot faster. And if you listen to Eric Clapton, you can hear that influence because Clapton does a lot of those hammer-ons and pull-offs as well. And I think he got all that from Freddie King. A pretty sweet little lick, not very difficult, and sounds great over a funky blues. A lot of times when you're playing a funky blues, you don't need to just fly up and down the fretboard. You'll hear a lot of guitarists, play a lot of notes with a funky blues. But this is a Freddie King style, and Freddie King was really laid back, and I think his licks and riffs sound awesome over a funk blues. And so the last part, after he hit this little lick, you were just going to bend that 15th fret up again on the B string, about exactly like we did at the first part of lick 1. And so pretty sweet lick there. I like using that bend, because that bend on the 15th fret here on the B string, if you notice, you can do a lot with that 15th fret here, that B.B. King position, just 2 notes up from your root note. And so if you bend it up two frets, you're going to get the major third. But if you only bend it up 1 fret, you get the minor third. May sound simple, but you can do a ton with that. And depending on what chord you're playing over, you can make it sound different. For instance, if you bend it up while you're on the 1 chord, it sounds real major because you're bending to the major third. Bend it up to the flat third. getting that minor sound. But if you bend it up to the minor third while you're over the 4 chord, you'll notice you'll get that note, and that note is a note taken from the S7 chord, and that's one of the that's the chord we're playing over when the 4 chord strikes. So hitting that little bend, it sounds perfect over an F7 chord. Playing over the F7 chord, the 4 chord sounds perfect because you're playing chord tones of the chord that you're playing over. Okay, so that is it for lick number 1. Okay, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so that is lick number 2, and what's happening here is we're on the 4th bar. We're still in the 1 chord, and I'm going to bend that 15th fret up on the high E string to the major 6 sound, and then bring it down, bend it up 2 frets. Vibrato that 15th fret, and then now the 4 chord's going to come, and right when the 4th chord happens, we're going to play this. Pretty a basic lick there. So what I'm doing is just pull off 15 to 13 on the B string. All this still right here in the B.B. King little position. Doing a rake, pull off 15 to 13 on the B string, then 14 on the G string. Now I'm going to bend up 16, but I'm only going to strike it once. I'm going to actually bend it twice. So that's a common move you hear lots of blues players do. So you bend it up, pull it down, so you release, and then you bend it back up, but you don't go as far as you did. So basically I'm bending to the 4th interval, and then almost to the 3rd, because you don't, major 3rd, you don't want it to have like, it's not supposed to be like 2 exact notes. It's supposed to be on the way up to that major 3rd, but not quite. And that's the precise sound of the blues, is the tension between the minor 3rd and major 3rd, I think. You'll hear Stevie Ray Vaughan do that, Clapton, everyone does that. So I just played on the B string. A lot of times you hear like Stevie Ray Vaughan played on the high E string, like Sky is Crying. Same kind of principle. But I hear Freddie King doing a lot of that kind of stuff in the B.B. King position. And then I'm just hitting 13, 14, 13 on the B, G, and back to B. Pretty simple. Sounds great over the 4 chord. Okay, so that is it for lick 2. Okay, well that does it for this free lesson. Like I said previously, if you would like access to the full lesson, interactive tab, and backing track, check out the All Access Pass. In addition to all the courses and lessons at Learning Guitar Now, the All Access Pass also has a great community where you can ask questions to me directly if you have an issue. If you want me to analyze something with your playing, record a video or record an audio and post it to the forum, and I'll give you some feedback on how to directly improve. Many times you don't really know what to do with your playing. You'll learn one thing and then don't really know where to go next. So this is a cool thing that can really help you out if you utilize this feature of the All Access Pass. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.